Ah, shoot, I messed up. Okay, break, break, break. Laughing's not a part of this. This is the bloopers. Okay. Welcome to Angela Jane Presents. Today I have a very special guest with me here today, all the way from, where are you from?
Forest Grove.
Forest Grove. And without further ado, I will let him introduce himself.
I'm Howard Baker out of Washington County, director of the Oregon Six Gun Fast Draw Club and based out of Washington County. Also a vice chairman for Area 6 for World Fast Draw Association, covering Oregon, Idaho, and Washington. And it just a program where we shoot Hollywood style, Western style fast draw with single action revolvers.
So, a couple of questions. Why are you here?
I'm here to promote the fast draw to hopefully get a few more members to our club, our local club out of Washington County, and just show or talk what we're all about.
So, when they join your club, they have events they do that the public can go to see you guys in action?
We've been doing a championship match in Washington County for the last 10 years. Started out at Banks and went to Gaston, and now we're on B Street just out of Forest Grove. It's a national invite fast draw competition. We get shooters from Canada, Idaho, California, Michigan, you name it. It's open to anybody in the association.
Oh, cool. So, break.
You forgot your question, did you?
Okay, break. So, what would you like to share some fun stories?
Fun stories? Well, one of them that I think is quite quaint. Years ago, we had a young couple show up for a practice session, and we do what we call a townsfolk alley, where we let the public come in and try their skill at fast draw. And as we was going along, a young couple, him and her, and I says, yeah, we do Western style fast draw or Hollywood style fast draw like Gene Autry and Roy Rogers. And I asked the young lady, I says, do you know who Roy Rogers is? And she says, yeah, I think, isn't that, was a Washington County commissioner? And I says, no, that's not the one I'm talking about. And other than that, we're pretty serious about it. It's probably one of the safest shooting sports that's out there and available. We're shooting a wax bullet out of a single action revolver, 45 long Colt with a 209 shotgun primer driving the wax, a 45 caliber wax bullet, or we're shooting balloons with powder blanks. Probably the safest sport in shooting there is available. Ready?
Yep.
Shooter on the line. Shooter, set. 437. And you beat yourself on wax by 434. I think the sensor might be a little sensitive on the wax target.
Yeah, I think so too.
And how can people contact you?
You can contact me. We have a Facebook, whatever they call it, site. You can get a hold of us on Facebook. World Fast Draw also has a page on the Facebook. Get a hold of me there, or my email, hrbaker887@gmail.com. And we like to have people come in and give it a try, and hopefully they get enthused about it and join our group.
Any other stories that you would like to share?
We're pretty serious people when we start playing with our guns. Safety, of course, is a big thing. We practice, even though we're shooting wax bullets or blank powder blanks, we practice all safety rules that you would with a real gun. We have 3 different types of draws that we do. One is the traditional thumbing draw, where you're cocking the gun with your thumb and pulling it out of the holster and getting a shot off. And then the fan draw, that's where Gene Autry and Roy Rogers, they get really fast. They slap the hammer with their weak hand and pull the trigger with their strong hand. And then we have a draw that's called a
Shooter on the line. Shooter set.
twist draw. I'm sorry, twist draw, where you're slapping the hammer and pulling the gun. You're not just barely clearing the holster with the gun and getting a shot off. A person shooting the open competition can shoot in the 2 1,000ths of a second. A fanner or thumber is up into the 3 1,000ths of a second. Newbie, the first time you come out, you're probably going to be shooting in the 6 or 7 thousandths of a second.
I don't think many of the audience knows what gun safety rules are.
Well, the first and foremost, if anybody knows what they're talking about, the first and foremost is, number 1 is point it in a safe direction. No matter what you're doing with it, if you're checking the safety, if you're checking to see if it's unloaded, if you're looking to see how pretty it is, point it in a safe direction, because it's a mechanical device. Mechanics can fail. If it's not pointed in a safe direction, you can hurt yourself or somebody around you. So the number one is point in a safe direction first, then do all the other picky stuff you want to do, check the safety, open the action, whatever. But point in a safe direction first is number 1 in most books. If it's not, you're not practicing safe gun handling.
And what is a safe direction?
Safe direction is any place you know you're not going to hurt yourself or somebody around you. A lot of times you have to use some judgment on safe direction. It can't always be up. You may be in a multi-story building. You point it up, there could be somebody upstairs. If you don't know the facility, you have to analyze this facility before you just arbitrarily start pointing and think it's in a safe direction.
Definite safety instructor and everything also.
I do concealed carry permit classes. I've done hunter safety classes. I teach young people BB gun competition. Yeah, I've seen it all, and unfortunately in my younger days I've had a few mishaps that, because I didn't get formal training, I learned the hard way. Fortunately, I didn't get hurt to where I had to go get fixed up.
Well, thank you so much for your information. Is there any questions you have?
Not really, just anybody interested in shooting fast draw. The thumbing division is a stock gun, over the counter. You can do some internal stuff with it. The fanning gun, you can do some modifications to it. The other division, you can pretty much do whatever, change the barrel, aluminum barrel, take a 357 revolver, bore the cylinders out to accept the 45 long Colt, change the barrel, change the springs, file metal off from it. You can do a lot to the classification.
How many people do you have signed up already?
Right now our club is right at 15. Local. The association, there's upwards of 300 people in the World Fast Draw Association throughout the United States. Traditionally, we've been doing 4 championship matches a year, 1 here in Oregon, Montana, Idaho, and Canada is the primary matches that we shoot.
How many times a year do you travel?
No, there's upwards of 4 to 6 matches per season, and I try to make as many as I can within reason. There's sometimes well, I looked at one in Oklahoma this year. When I first looked at airfare, it was $275. When I got ready to buy it was $432. Needless to say, I didn't go to that match that weekend because of the cost to get there.
Now, I recall when I first met you, you guys were set up at the Gaston Wapato Car Show. And I was, of course, dressed up. I'm going, okay, photographer out there taking pictures, and I see these two guys all dressed up. I'm like, oh, Western. Well, I'll just go take a few pictures. And that is how I got to meet up with Howard Baker.
Yeah, and I've never seen any of those pictures yet.
Well, I got a few up on the newsletter. So thank you so much for showing up. Well, if any of you guys have any questions, we're in contact information at the end of this show.
Main contact, hrbaker887@gmail.com. We'll put you in contact with me for more information. Like I say, we're based out of Washington County, so we're not that far away we have shooters coming up from Morgan City, Aloha, Gaston, North Plains, so it's not that far away. We have extra guns and ammunition for people to use the first or second time out. So come on out and give it a try.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are we done?
I think we got a wrap. Thank you. That's a wrap.